Hey everyone! Today I was going to show you the outdoor garden. So the last time I did an outdoor garden tour was about a year ago. It's now the middle of spring, so it's a good time to do it. The plants are all doing really well. We've had a lot of rain recently, and also the weather's warming up. So I'm going to show you what I've been planting. I've been trying to grow my own cornfield. I'll give you an update on my beehive. I've got some native stingless bees. And I'll also just show you my morning routine with the animals and the plants outside. Here's my native beehive. So these are the Australian native bees. I've recently opened the hive and they've actually built up these 2 levels. So the way this hive is designed, the queen lays her brood in these 2 and the honey gets made here. So initially when I got the hive, this 3rd layer was closed off, and that was because to give the bees a chance to fill the first 2 with brood. So I opened this a few days ago and the first 2 layers were full. So I've now opened this 3rd layer up for honey. Hopefully we should get some honey in the end of summer. You can see they've got little pollen sacs they're bringing in. Some of them have resin as well. And every morning I try and clear the cobwebs away. You can see some spiders have taken up residence in here and kind of just catch their breakfast. It's like a bee buffet. Here's one of the frog ponds, and not sure if you heard that plopping sound earlier, but that's a striped marsh frog. In this area I've got potted plants. It's a concrete floor, so I've had to do a lot of container gardening. This is a fig tree, hydrangea. This is a peach. So I've noticed they're not growing as quickly in pots as the ones I've put in the soil. That's to be expected. But they did survive the summer last year. And this is a Tahitian lime, so it actually gave me 2 limes yesterday. Oh, now this is very exciting. So this is the first time my Hoya has flowered. This is actually the first time I've seen Hoya flowers in person in my life. This is a Hoya Carnosa. I've had it for about a year and a half, and it's really like this position. You can see it's been putting out some new growth, and it hasn't flowered before. They're really pretty. Yeah. Well, I've got about 20 different Hoya varieties in my house, and most of the time they look pretty plain, except when they flower. Then you can really see why people keep Hoyas. This is an old fish tank cabinet I have, and I've just filled it with, oh goodness, Salty's on the roof again. So she tends to spend the day roaming around on the roof. Luckily she's figured out how to get down. But anyway, I've just filled this with bromelaids. I don't know if I said that right. Some succulents. And I might take these shelves off later on and put some plants in there too. There's another frog pond. So I'm just going to check on the ducks and chickens. Not this chicken. Just turning the tap on. This is my future cornfield. Last year I didn't get a good pollination rate with the corn. I only had about 10 plants, and I've read that you need 30 to get pollination. So when the corn's not pollinated, you don't get corn kernels. So I've tried to plant 30 in this small circle. I'll see how it goes. It's still early in the season, so they haven't reached the full height yet. This is a patch of flowers I've put in to attract good pollinators. You can see already there's a lot of butterflies, and you can see the native bees are actually here as well. So these flowers that are shaped like a landing pad are really good for beneficial pollinators. I've been growing artichoke. I love artichoke, but even 3 artichokes plants were too much for me. So I've let them kind of go to seed. This is a grapevine intermingled with a rose bush. Hasn't produced any grapes yet. Oh, here's a St. Andrew's cross spider. Notice there's been a lot of spiders this year. So I've started planting a few things in here. It's a tomato. They're growing pretty slowly. I hope they pick up soon. Got a few olive trees that are yet to produce olives. A fig tree. Most of the fruit trees I've put in, that's a feijoa, banana. I haven't made any fruit yet, so I'm waiting. And I guess I can't really move out of this place till they produce fruit. Otherwise it'd be a bit of a waste. When I first moved in, there wasn't much in the garden at all. So all these have pretty much been planted by me. Here's a lemon tree, but unfortunately I've had a lot of stink bugs this year. I don't know if you can see it. There. Ugh. Normally I spray for stink bugs in winter. I think I did that this year too, but you just have to stay on top of it and keep spraying. I use eco oil, which is organic but not as strong. So that hasn't been enough, clearly. A few years ago, the only way I could get rid of them was to bring out a vacuum them up. I may have to do that again. Oh, this arch has fallen over in the wind. This pretty thing is a cranberry hibiscus. So the leaves, you can eat them. They're quite sour. If you've ever eaten sorrel or the thing that looks like 4-leaf clover, but it's not, it tastes like that. It's got that same sour taste. Okay, I can hear the ducks going crazy, so I'm going to go fill up their water. I put a duck pond in for them, but for some reason they just refuse to go in there. I'll show you. I don't know why. Possibly it's too far off the ground for them to reach. I was going to dig a hole eventually so they can get in there easier. So no eggs today. They laid a few yesterday, so it's not that surprising. Just going to turn the tap off. I've just got some seedlings growing here. These are tomato seedlings. I think they're the Santorini type. I might have to transplant them out early, then they're kind of stalled in their growth. These are cuttings oops, from a geranium. So I like to mix this with tea. The maize plant's down there, but I wanted to have one closer to the kitchen. Some cacti. I've tried to plant some herbs in these garden beds on the balcony just because they're closer again to the kitchen, but the possums sort of decimate everything. The possums come around 9 o'clock each night from the roof. They climb down and they eat all my herbs. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll bring you a few more update videos soon. I'm thinking of doing another Hoya update video and maybe a hanging plant tutorial. See you later. And most of the time they look pretty plain, except when they flower, then you can really see why people keep Hoyas.